shadow of the Word of Life mural that some call Touchdown Jesus, hands are outstretched and the mood is being set by this fantastic light show ahead of this showdown. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. Looks like he's going to bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense will take the field for the first possession of this game. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Dropping back, it's Boyd. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
It's first down from their own 23-yard line. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. They'll stop him short, and they had it sniffed out from the beginning. So Notre Dame's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football game. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others. They got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. Wide receiver going in motion. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Blasted as he lets it go. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. Here comes that Alabama offense. That 50-yard field goal attempt was no good, and now they'll have to play defense. 1st and 10 from the 33. Going to try to get it himself.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that sixth sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the first down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
A strike downfield. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. The evolution of the Alabama offense has always been built around what does the quarterback do best, and this guy's doing a lot of things well.
And we've seen some sensational ones. And to your...
Oh, he's got some space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
And how about that for efficiency on this offense right now? 3 plays, 3 first downs. They get that one running the football. Great vision and open field running ability. Everything they're doing right now is working. This play caller is in a rhythm.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. To the air, it's Boyd. Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Perfect timing. Got there right when the ball got there. Didn't get there a little bit early. Saving the touchdown. Nice timing by that defender.
On third down, he drops the throw. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And that is no good. And the score will stay right where it is after that miss. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. When you play at a place like Alabama, you have to live up to the legacy of the Jonathan Allens, the Deron Paynes, the Marcel Dariuses when you play on that defensive front.
And the funny thing is, Reese, I can keep going. Quentin Williams, Will Anderson, like the list goes.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
Well, the defense has the opponent backed up in their own end, and they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback. You see the athleticism and the speed they have up front as they're able to notch that sack.
Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. The give to the tailback. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the option, he'll pitch it. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
Just really solid play by this offense. Nice job. Whatever the defense gives you the option, they're trying to make you wrong. The problem is, defensively, you got so much to cover. Nice chunk gain. Just remember, that quarterback can also stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, and make plays, too.
Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Looking for space. It's Gandy. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23. Out of the gun, the inside give. A very short pickup there, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Quarterback on the keeper. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because it's a
deep shot for the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. So they'll send out the field goal unit. Splits the uprights. It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So after putting 3 on the board, kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner will be brought down. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. I think the one thing you can say here, Jesse, is that both defenses have done it. There he goes! He's across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. To the air, it's Boyd. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. Gives it to the back on the draw. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. And the offense will stay on the field. Do you think they're just going to try to make the defense jump? Quarterback floating away from pressure. Trying to make magic on the scramble. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Looking downfield on first down. Couldn't quite hang on to the pick, and he will be thinking about that one for a long time. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And I expect them after that incompletion to go for it here on 4th down again. I know they're in their own end of the field right now, but we talked to the coaching staff coming into this one. They said, we are going to be aggressive no matter what. We haven't seen the punter in this game yet for them, and I don't think you're going to see him here either.
Here come the Irish back on offense. Got him downfield. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. Pass completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Handoff to the lone back. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Takes it on the return. Oh, and now the ball has been knocked free. The offense very fortunate to get that ball back. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. He'll keep it himself. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big gain, but you look up, and they're in 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
Fires to the big fella. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
Looks like Alabama will pick up the 1st down. No huddle here for the offense. They'll ride the hot hand. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Got his man downfield. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime.
You thought you had it.
This offense has been sluggish to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Shoots it to the left. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they took the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Bounced right back to them. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this. And they'll fake it again. How about that? Breaks into the open. Goes upstairs. The fake punt works to absolute perfection, and it's a touchdown. How about the punter, the king of the athlete on the football field? Able not only to kick the ball away, but also with brilliant arm talent.
Who says punters aren't athletes? I do. That was a really good play right there. Heck of a job, heck of a disguise, heck of a throw. Probably going over to the quarterback saying, hey, buddy, you see that? Punters are athletes too, baby.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unloads it downfield. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. He'll pull it down. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The Irish send out the punt unit. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. They bring the punter onto the field now.
Number 17, on to kick it away.
He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. They'll move the wide receiver. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Looking downfield, and time is running short. And he can't make the connection on his first attempt. Let's see if he settles down. The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the thunder being shaken down on 3rd down. Here's the pressure. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football. When they're cornering the market on fakes, here comes another one. And the pass goes incomplete, and they rise up to stop the fake punt on 4th down. Well, they got the throw off, but not much else good happened for them after that one, and they'll turn it over on downs. Fires downfield. He's open on the right. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. It's good. That brings them to within 1. So as it turns out, a 2-play drive results in a field goal. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And holding on to the lead, the offense will simply take a knee, and that's how we will wrap up the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great one in South Bend going on. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. After the lack of production in the first half, plenty to talk about. Let's see what they can dial up here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think you stay calm. I think you make adjustments, Jesse. I think you realize what they're doing to us and how can I attack that. But you also tell the guys, low-scoring game. Still.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Really nice play. When you talk about Alabama and their dominance on defense, especially in recent years, it all starts up front. You have to have disruptors playing on the defensive line, guys that can be versatile.
And he feels the heat coming in. It burns him up. Another sack. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Off the play fake on first down. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. Alabama quickly back to the line. Try and play action.
And I think this team knew going into halftime trailing, their defense was going to have to step up here in the second half. And on the very first play of the third quarter, they get a sack. That is good news for this defense.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. I wouldn't call this punt formation, but these guys don't always punt it. Signals for the... They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on first down. Finds his target down the middle. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll pull it on the read. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Off play action. Bought a little time, lets it go. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the third. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. They'll run it from the gun. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. Alabama comes out. 4th down play to start the 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes a grab past the marker. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Might be looking to run. On the move, he fires. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Larson. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2. The Irish will need to move the sticks on 3rd and long to keep this drive going. From the gun, wants to pass. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Dude, let's go. This game was basically over, right? We just forced a huge play. Great job by the defense, giving their offense a chance now. Man, it looked like it was over. Now we got a chance. Offense, go down the field, stick this thing in the end zone. We can win this ball game still.
Using his legs to buy some time. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Enormous play coming right here. 3rd down, and this crowd is bringing down the house. Now sliding to his left. He's brought down at the 11-yard line, and now is this 4-down territory, or will they take the chip shot field goal? Wants to adjust the pattern. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Nice run there. Picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds. And, guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the 4th, and the stage will be set for a great finish. Pressure coming. Got it set up on the outside. They've got him now. He almost picked up that first down on the screen. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. They'll run it. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
They'll stop him short on 3rd down, and this defense trying to make sure that sneaks it in.
Yeah, and how about make no mistake about it? Line up, bring in the big boys. You know, you probably have a good idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. 4th down situation, and the offense comes through playing with a little physicality, a little muscle.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the 4th. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here come the Irish back on offense. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Out of the gun, the give to the back. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Wants to throw on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Larson. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll try the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Stands in and takes the hit. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Irish send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Now the play fake. Looking down the middle. He got a hand in there. Knocks it away. Incomplete.
Wow, it has been textbook on the back end covering all night long for this defense. Did you see that defender break on the ball? It's like he almost knew where the quarterback was throwing it. You can't do it better than that.
Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Looks as if, and they're going to try it again. It's another fake. They weren't fooled for a minute. He is nowhere close to the first down, and they'll turn it over. Great place to start for this offense. He'll try the left side.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. To the ground with the back. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And this one for the lead in the waning moments. It is good. They're celebrating on the sideline after taking the lead, but still time on the clock.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Got enough for the first. All the way out to the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 15. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Remember, all they have... is get it close enough for a field goal here. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the big fella. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. He wants to change this route. The play action fake. Looking to the big tight end. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they